Homelessness in America remains a crisis that needs desperate attention, of course, and in the nation's largest city, the recent killing of an innocent woman is once again proving that many of the people living on the streets have mental health issues and are prone to violence. BNC's Dray Clark is in New York, where they launched a plan to try and find stable housing and services for people who need help.
New York City's homeless problem has become too serious and far too dangerous to ignore. There are 80,000 homeless men, women, and children right here in the city, and almost 3,000 of them sleep on the street or in the city's subway trains. Recently, New York City Mayor Eric Adams redeployed police officers to beef up patrols in the subway. More officers will be riding the trains and standing on the platforms. They're hoping the show of force will be a deterrent to anyone thinking about committing crimes in the city's transit system. Right now, there is a spike in crime within the city's vast transit system. Many of the people committing those crimes are homeless and have mental health issues. Recently, a 40-year-old woman, Michelle Go, was killed tragically after a man pushed her onto the tracks as a train pulled into Times Square. That man is now in police custody, charged with murder, but investigators also learned he has a long and well-noted history of mental illness. Tuesday night at a vigil for Go, the mayor and other elected officials vowed to make changes immediately and start providing services for the city's mentally ill.
My deployment of law enforcement officers matched with mental health professionals to identify those who are in need and give them the services immediately is what we must do right now.
We have people living on a street, and we must admit it, who are a danger to themselves and to others. Not all individuals who are struggling with mental illness are dangerous, but let's be honest, some are. And it's time to say enough.
New York State Governor Kathy Hochul recently launched the Safe Options Support Teams initiative. Beginning in the spring, teams of up to 8 people, including police officers, doctors, social workers, and people from homeless outreach groups will spread out across the city and talk to homeless people to try to get them off the street and into safe and stable housing. They'll also try and get them the mental health resources they need. Governor Hochul says in the near future, 100,000 supportive housing units will be made available. But in the meantime, the mayor is hoping the redeployment of police officers and that strong show of force will be enough to help cut down on crime involving the homeless and innocent victims. In New York, I'm Dray Clark for BNC.
Dray, thank you. First of all, I don't want anybody to think that we're coming down on the homeless whatsoever, because we know that they need help. A lot of people aren't in that situation. Obviously, people don't want to be homeless. They want to have good support. They want to have a roof over their head, clothes on their back, shoes on their feet. But it is a problem, not just in New York City. Out here in LA, there is a problem when it comes to the homeless community as well. And it is a danger to themselves and to the community a lot of times, too. We had an issue a couple of years ago where a homeless guy was walking around hitting people in the head with a brick in LA. And I know that happened in New York years ago as well. So it's one thing to get them into housing. It's another thing to actually get them help. And I think that's the main thing we need to concern ourselves about when it comes to the homeless and mental health. Not so many police officers. Of course, you got to protect the people who are your citizens. But at the same time, we need mental health experts out there as well, providing that mental health help that these people desperately need.
Yeah, and I think I want to go a different direction. And Dray always does a beautiful job for us, but spotlighting crimes of homeless people is in a way misleading. I'm just going to put it out there. It's a little misleading because there were people walking around hitting people with in the head with bricks elsewhere who weren't homeless. And the people who have a problem with the homeless are people like us who aren't homeless. So I think you're right when you talk about tackling the greater issue here, but it always amazes me how short-sighted human beings are. They think that, like, you go vote on a measure that, will we raise taxes to fund a new school in the northeast section of the city? Well, if you vote no, then you're not going to pay for it. But do you think the problem's going to go away? No, you're still going to need, they still have overcrowding in the school, and how you're going to solve that, right? So I just think that it has to be a more creative approach than people spilling out onto the street because they don't have gainful employment, they have mental health issues. A lot of them are former service people. They served this country, and now we failed them. It's got to be a comprehensive, all-in approach. For example, they're talking about putting more officers on the trains, the platforms. Well, we've complained about officers in some cases too, harassing people, crimes against people. I'm not suggesting that's all officers, but again, I just think it's a little much to point to people riding on empty trains because they're cold and hungry and mentally ill and say, well, what are we going to do? We'll just tuck them over here. You can't create enough. You can't create enough unless you solve the underlying issue.
And that's what I was talking about when it came to the extra officers. Yes, you know, protect the people who need to be protected, but at the same time, are the officers equipped? Are they trained and to learn how to deal with these homeless people who have these mental issues? We've seen numerous times where people, not even just homeless people, we've seen mental people, people who have mental illnesses have these episodes who live in a house, and a family member has called and said that this person is having a mental episode and they need help. And a police officer shows up, and the police officer does not know how to deal with that person at that particular time, and somebody ends up dead. We've seen that happen. So we need more mental health experts, not more police officers, mental health experts, counselors, therapists on the streets, on the ground, helping these people out, not just in New York City subway stations, not just the homeless population, but anytime that there's a call that goes out for help when it comes to mental health issues. It's real. It is real. Yeah. I know it. I'm a huge advocate for it. You know this, Sharon. I deal with it all the time. I still have a lot of things I have to deal with, but we need that type of help. And if you're not an expert in it, you don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. And I think we have to be careful, because while the police are protecting us and the Sharon Reeds and the Mike Hills who have homes, they're supposed to protect the homeless too. And I've seen the homeless be victims of other people who don't want to see them. So that's all I'm saying. When you see someone sleeping on a train, you could have this school of thought that says, I don't want them on the train and they stink and we're supposed to, come on, I paid the fare, I want to be, you know, have a clean environment. Or you could be over here and say, we need to help this person. What would you do if you saw a little infant abandoned on the train? And I'm not trying to be a bleeding liberal. Or maybe I am. Sometimes I am. Maybe I am.
But you also got to be careful. You also got to be careful. I got to say, you also got to be careful. I will say this now, because you know you want to help, and there are a lot. We got a good heart. We saw something I think last week where a guy was trying to give a homeless person a coat, and the homeless guy actually attacked him. And you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not suggesting that.
So
I'm
that
just
happens.
saying collectively.
So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. We as a collective, they're human too. We got to understand that you don't know their story and their background and the reason that they're out on the street at that particular time. Like you said, they could be somebody that saved lives, they could be a war hero, and they've just, you know, because of the mental illness, they're out in the street and laying on a curb in the cold right now. Know their stories, but don't treat them as less than human just because they're homeless. Yep, you're right.
Here's the daylight between us and people out there who need some help.